And welcome back to Defluence Podcast. I'm Uncle Bonehead, and with me, as always, is
Alan Taylor.
There we go. Did you enjoy our little vacation?
Yeah, I took a little time off just to relax and really think about my content strategy going forward. Kind of reflect on what I've been doing and what I should be doing and all of that kind of stuff. You know, I have a tendency to stretch myself too thin, so I wanted to make sure I had enough time on the plate to do all the things I want to do, and that I want to do the things that are necessary and not just, trying a whole bunch of different things. So I've got much greater focus now. I'm going to focus on my newsletter, anything related to my business as an author and the topics of the books that I write. That's going to be the topic of my newsletter. So I've broken that down into 4 different communities. I sent out a post this morning in that regard to let my subscribers know what my direction is going to be. So I'm cutting out some of the fluff from the newsletter as well as my content posting strategy. So I'm putting more energy into Hive and less energy into some of the other platforms, and just kind of redirecting a few things. No major things, just some tweaks.
Getting down to the meat and getting rid of the fluff. I like that.
Yeah. Try to focus on the really important things and not just because I spent the last 2 years experimenting with a lot of things, trying new things, especially new platforms, that I've been writing about. So I wanted to test them. And what I've learned is a lot of these platforms in the Web3 space really aren't what they purport to be. They're not decentralized. They don't have censorship resistant technology. The monetization options are a little limited. And so I'm cutting those out. If they don't meet my satisfaction in those regards, then I'm cutting them out. So I'm sticking with Hive. Probably going to stick with Publish just because it's so simple and it does consistently earn me a little bit of ETH, as well as now that they're moving to Optimism, I'll earn some OP. And since it's going to be on a layer 2 solution and not on Ethereum anymore, the gas fees are going to be lower when I take out my earnings. And so I'll probably stick around there. I'll probably play around some more on GFAM because I can earn the XRP. So those are probably going to be my 3 primary platforms. But Hive is going to be number 1. It's right at the top. I'm going to focus my energy on that, and then probably slowly wean myself off the Web 2 as my earnings increase on Hive, which I hope they do, enough that I don't have to worry about driving people to my content in order to monetize them. So that's the goal, anyways, long term.
No doubt. I like it. I like it a lot. mainly because I guess I've become a Hive maximalist. I'm a Hive maxi.
Yeah. Well,
there's nothing else like it.
Maxi, but I am bullish on Hive.
Yep, me too. So, what did you do on your vacation?
Well, the interesting thing, just at the time I was saying, I'm going to take a step back for a month and reduce my posting output and reflect on things. I got a message from, one of the ECNC curators inviting me to be a guest curator for a month. And I took them up on that, and that's what I did.
Awesome. What'd you think of it?
I loved it. It's great. Curating is the best way to find interesting new content and find new people that you want to follow. Content creators that it's content you like and you want to follow them. And so E&C gave me the opportunity to find these creators. You have to define them. That's the trick. Is so where do you find new creators or creators that you want to follow, and who's putting out good content? Where do you find them? There are different ways, but E&C makes it easy because on E&C you can boost your post, and when you boost a post, it automatically shows up in their Discord server as a post for the curator team to go filter through, to read and decide whether or not to curate it. So it's all right there in one place. You just scroll through and read all of these posts and curate the ones that you want to curate. And so they made it very easy for me to do that.
Yeah, I did E&C curating probably 9 months to a year ago, and it well, it had to be a year or so ago because I was in the other office, and it 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 was more than I could chew, more than I had time to do, But
Yeah. Well, since I wasn't doing anything else, I wasn't writing my newsletter like I normally do. I wasn't doing the social media posting like I normally do. I had an hour each day that I could do that. I probably could have done more if I'd have wanted to, but there are other curators, so you kind of pass the baton, let them do
right,
some, and then you have to watch the E&C, voting percentages, and you got to look at the HP and make sure they try to keep it above the 80% level.
right,
Yeah, so you want to keep an eye on that, and if you get kind of close, then you go ahead and stop curating it. Then the next curator will pick it up when they get a chance. Usually, an hour, 2 or 3 down the road, gives the E&C account to recharge, so to speak,
right.
a little bit at least before the next guy takes over. So it's a pretty good system the way they've got that set up.
Yeah, I like it because you got different sets of eyeballs on different content. And if one looks at content and says, well, this is obvious spam, so they kick it off, somebody else can come along and look and say, well, no, that wasn't exactly spam. It was just a new user that doesn't understand this stuff. Then you can contact that user and say, hey, you could do this better if you did it this way. You could help kind of ease them along,
Yeah, and it's all manual curation. So
Yes.
you're not relying on bots to do it for you. It does take human eyes, and they don't have a lot of guidelines for curators. It's the curation is left up to the judgment of the curator, which means you might look at something and say, yeah, I'm not going to vote for that. But I might look at it and say, yeah, I'll give that person an upvote. And you get to upvote however much you want to upvote. The cool thing about the E&C system is it's based on their boost and not based on the curator and the percentage of upvote that the curator has. So I can vote 100% or 10% or 5%. E&C is going to upvote following me as the curator. They'll follow me up with a vote based on how much the content creator boosted their post.
That's cool.
And that's a cool system. However, I would say if you want to increase your chances of being curated on E&C, you want to keep your boosts low. You don't want to go with the highest boost because chances are you're more likely to get overlooked and not curated if you do like a 500-point boost versus
Yeah.
a 150-point boost.
Yeah.
Uh,
I remember seeing a lot of posts that were just like the like a meme or something, and they're expected to get a 500-point boost on that, and it's like, no, not for me. You're not.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I mean,
And that's the kind of thing as a curator you look at. So you look at what did they post? Okay, would I vote for this myself? Okay, if nothing else was at stake, and okay, it's just a meme. It's not long form content. It's just a meme. Does this meme deserve an upvote? Okay, if it's really good, maybe it does. But if I vote for this and they've got their boost set really high, then that's going to drain the upvote percentage of ecency, and they'll have a lower chance to vote for other good content. So you have to weigh those things against each other.
yeah, it's not that there's anything wrong with short form content. It's if it's something that's a short piece of short form content that's meant to spur a lot of commentary back and forth and a lot of replies and get and spark a conversation, that's good in my eyes. But if it's something that where you're just throwing out a memes, the latest, Trump meme or whatever, then yeah, that's not worth 500 points. Don't ask for that.
If you're just being lazy to save time and not create really impactful content because you want to cut corners, you're probably not going to get a lot of curated votes from that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if it's short term or long term. It does need to be original content. So if you're plagiarizing or you're taking content from another creator, either on Hive or somewhere else, you're not likely to get curated. You're probably going to get downvoted. You're probably going to attract Hive watchers. So you want to stay away from that. You want it to be original. And in fact, original content is actually more important than high quality content.
Yes.
Quality is always nice. You always want to increase your quality as much as you can, but original is better for being curated because nobody likes plagiarists. Nobody likes spammers. So you want your quality, you want your content to be original, and if you can make it high quality and original, even better.
Exactly. That's awesome. So what was some of your did you learn anything while you were doing it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I said, keep your boost low. That's one thing I would say is you don't have to go to the lowest level every single time, but you're more likely to get boosted or curated if your boosts are lower than higher. And then, of course, original content. Something else I learned is if it's low volume content, like let's say it's a contest, you're running a contest and you run the same content message to promote your contest every day for 7 days, and you boost it every day for 7 days, one of those might get boosted, but don't expect all of them to get boosted because it's low volume content. It's something that you're regurgitating over and over and over again. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're promoting a contest and you're trying to increase your engagement. Okay, that's perfectly acceptable. Just realize that in doing that, you may not get your content curated by ecency or even other curation trails every single day when you do that.
Cool. Was you able to do anything through deck?
Yeah, I spent a little bit of time on that, but I spent most of my time just focusing because I just click on the link in Discord and it opens up in my browser. So it didn't really open up in Deck. I don't know if it opened up in Dex or not. I think I can check on that right now. I've never even paid attention to that.
I think most of the time, if it's a link right to the post, it usually just opens in regular Ecency.
Yeah, that's what I think. Uh, I just clicked the link, and yeah, it opens up right there in Easton. See, I can click on Dex and go there,
But then you lose that post.
but then I lose that post. So yeah, it's right there in regular Easton. Um, but I went through this morning. I went through Easton C Waves and upvoted some content there. So that's cool.
Oh yeah,
I like waves. Pretty
yeah.
neat.
I still like the decks and the waves and the. I
Yeah,
got my decks open right now.
it's a good way to discover content. So
Oh yeah,
one more lesson I learned, and this one I think is really important. If you really want to get some good insight into guest curation, Bugged Out was also a guest curator, and he wrote a post afterwards saying finishing up as a guest curator. I'll give you the link and we can put that in the show notes. You can read that
absolutely.
for his insights on being an agency curator. He's got some pretty good insights. But one thing I learned also, in addition to what I just shared, is um, there's a lot of potential for earning rewards with content curation. Uh, you can look at my earnings report from August, which I do this every month in my newsletter. I'll give you the link there to share on the show notes as well. But what you do every month, Hive has been my highest earner, and since I took the month off, I got some residual earnings from some of the other platforms, but on Hive, doing virtually nothing but curating, I earned over $10 in rewards for the month.
That's
It doesn't
awesome.
sound like a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you consider that most of my votes were in the 10 to 12% range, because if you upvote everything at 100%, you can only have so many upvotes. You're going to run your resources down, right?
Right.
So to manage your resource credits, to manage your upvote levels, your percentages, and all that, you have to determine where you want to vote each piece of content. So I did do some 100% upvotes, but a lot of my votes were down in the lower end, 10%, 20%, some below 10%, just depended on the quality of the content. I have my own kind of internal criteria that I base it on the spur of the moment. But it could range anywhere from just 2 or 3% to 100%. So I managed that and earned virtually uh, a lot of that just from curation. I think I posted twice during the month, and my earnings from those posts were like $2 to $3, and then the rest of it was curation rewards. Although I did earn like $5 in Hive savings, so
Dang.
and then the rest was I have a big savings account. I'm taking advantage of that 20% APR.
Nothing
Uh,
wrong with that.
yeah, so uh, yeah. I really like the way Hive is set up right now. You got the 20% APR. Uh, that encourages people to use that savings account. Go to HBD, Hive back dollars, put that savings. Then you can increase your savings account earnings at 20% APR. Now, that will reduce if you're not, uh, it could reduce your Hive power, which, could impact your resource credits and all that. But if all you're doing is curating, then maybe you want to go that route. So, something you just have to think about, I think, as a Hive user is, what's of more value to you? Is it getting those earnings, the 20% APR earnings from your HBD account, or is it being able to post a lot with your Hive power? My Hive power is still over $100,000. So,
Nothing wrong with
I have
that.
last year I started putting money into my account, like $100 at a time. Like 100 a month or $50 a month, or I just started putting money into my account. Some of it went into HBD and some of it went into Hive. Because I wanted to be able to get the 20% earnings, but I also wanted to be able to write long posts, and I write a lot of content, so I needed the resource credits, and so I wanted to boost my Hive power. So I created that balance, and that's just something that every Hive user ought to think about: is how fast do you want to move, and how much do you want to earn, and that kind of thing.
Right. Totally makes sense. Now, one last question. From a curator point of view, would it be something that you would be interested in doing all the time?
What would be something I would want to do all the time?
Yeah, what would curating, a curator like that, would you be interested in doing that all the time like some whales do? Or would you want to just keep putting out content?
Yeah, instead of creating content?
Yeah.
I think at some point, maybe. At this point, I am focused on doing a lot of content creation, but I could see myself at some point just curating content and focusing on other people. In fact, I kind of have it as a goal to do that down the road. I just set up my Discord server, the Taylor Cult. Come on, folks, you want to join a cult. There's no cult better than the Taylor Cult.
There you go.
My Discord server, I'll put the link here in the show notes. You can join, and right now I don't have it set up, but I have a few channels in there, but I'm going to add a channel where people can put their content for me to curate, and in the process of doing that, they could earn some Taylor tokens.
There you go.
So I'm still setting that part of it up, but I do have a few channels in there. Anybody can join. Opening this up to the public. At one time, I thought I was going to make it a gated community. I'm not doing that. I'm keeping it open. Cool. Maybe later down the road, adding some gated features. But right now, the Taylor Cult is wide open. Anybody can join. Just don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, folks.
Yeah, please don't drink the Kool-Aid. It's not really all that flavorful. It tastes like water.
Yeah, it doesn't taste that great, and it could kill you.
There you go. Well,
so that's it, man. I had fun doing the E&C thing. I could see myself being a curator. I like curating excellent content, great content, and I like finding new people to follow.
That's cool. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, big yawn.
Sorry. Boring you to death here.
No,
you put you to sleep.
it's just the first couple of weeks of the month, or long days, late nights.
Yeah,
those kind of things.
Yeah,
but I like doing the curating. I thought it was fun. I'm not sure I'd want to do it all the time, though, unless I had a lot more time.
Yeah, you definitely need to carve out some time if this is something that you want to do. Carve out the time for it, because it can be time consuming, just like creating content. You can spend an hour creating content, or you can spend an hour curating content and read a whole bunch of posts. If you have time to do both, maybe you do both. But it is something you have to manage. It's time, and there's only so much of it to go around.
Yeah. And my big problem is I'm not a big reader. So if it's, like I could curate videos or audio all day long, but I'm, reading, I got to have for me to pay attention to reading, I gotta have complete quiet and read to consume it. And that's just something that it's a, what do you call it? A commodity for me.
Yeah, yeah. And, the cool thing about being a curator is you can set your own criteria. If you want to only do videos, then you can just do videos. Go to Peak D or FreeSpeak and just create videos. You can do that. So you set your own criteria, determine what you want to curate, and that's what you look for.
Cool. Awesome. You sent me the links.
I did. Yeah, the show notes.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
it says.
Anything else?
It says I'm already joined the Taylor cult.
Yeah, yeah. Because a while back we tested things, and I never booted you out, so you're still in there.
Cool. So, I guess that's about it.
Yeah.
We're looking at.
I just wanted to say I'm back. Love doing the curation thing with E-Sensi. I wanted to share that with you and talk about where I'm moving and what direction I'm moving in now after my break. And so all the links there in the show notes give people a good idea of where I'm headed and how they can be a participant.
Cool. Sounds good. I'm glad to have you back. There's a couple of Tuesdays I was sitting around here twiddling my thumbs. I was like, yeah, I could do a podcast.
But... that, man. That would have been a great podcast. Uncle Bonehead twiddling.
I did record one time. A couple of years ago. It was just me sitting there eating a sandwich, and I posted it up with the title that said some people will watch anything, and it's just me for like 2 minutes watching them, looking at the camera eating a sandwich. I got all these. Oh yeah, there was a song playing. I got these comments going, well played. Another one going, yeah, I get your point.
Right. Awesome. Well, thanks for listening. Hope I didn't bore you to death. I would do guest curation again for E-Sensi. I loved it. It was great. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It's a good experience too for if you've never done it, go over to the S2Ep Discord and apply. They apply.
Yeah.
Was it the first week?
At the end of every month.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, at the end of every month, they ask for volunteers to be curators for the next month, guest curators for the next month. So all you got to do is respond to the request and say, yeah, I'm in. And then they pick 2 people, and so it can happen.
Yep. It's cool. Last I knew it was, 5 people each month? So I don't know how many they get.
5 when you did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was only 2 now. It could have something to do with the price of Hive right now. It's low.
Yeah,
and so,
true.
They're keeping an eye on things.
That could be true. Cool. Well, we're going to get out of here because have had my Cincy decks open here, and one of the decks is D-Buzz, and been staring at this picture of Yummy Bangus. I have no idea what that is, but it looks really good, and I'm ready for supper.
All right. Yeah, my wife's making dinner right now. So
cool. All right. Well, you stay cool down there. You all tune in next time. I haven't passed this on to Alan yet, so he's getting blindsided with this. But I'm going to try to get Ken Code on next episode to talk about the HiveCast proposal.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Because the HiveCast proposal, if you guys haven't seen it, it's what did I say it was? 274? Yeah, proposal 274.
Like that, yeah.
If you guys haven't, go check it out, because dude, it's seriously, it could be the thing that people outside Hive will come in for. It's very cool. It's similar to Brian of Light London's value for value thing, where it's outside bringing people in. It's the same kind of concept.
Cool.
But it's different.
Well, I'd love to have Ken on again. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ken was fun. So we'll talk to you guys again next time. Be good, be safe, and never ever stick your finger where you wouldn't stick your face.
Ooh.